Indiana Fever. What the heck? They went yet round of applause.
That's all I can do. That's my breakdown of it.
Holy
Right there.
what?
Like, they won.
They won.
Hold on. Let me clear that. They didn't win like a championship. I'm not calling them a championship team. Well,
No.
championship contender. I'm not giving it to them, but they won free agency, hands down.
Absolutely. Can you imagine more perfect pieces to surround Caitlin Clark with than Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sydney Colson? We talked about it. And you re-sign Kelsey Mitchell. Automatically, that had to happen. That had to be number one on their list. I'm so happy that they were able to retain her. And then you just bring the length, the height, the defense, because that was something they were lacking so heavily last year. Then you bring in even more shooting. I'm so curious. And Aaliyah Boston is also on this roster still, you guys.
Yes.
I'm so curious how all of this is going to fit on the same court, but they did their thing.
100%. You mentioned size and depth and checking off all the boxes, but it's truly experience for me. Like last year, that's always said about the Fever. Like, this is one of the youngest squads in the league. You know, this is an adjustment period. This is a learning curve. Just that inexperience overall. Now it's gonna turn, like, the narrative's gonna turn into like this is a championship contending team with
Right.
these pieces. And even Caitlin Clark having that year under her belt, just a superstar rookie of the year. She broke so many records, set the rookie scoring record, assists and
Yep.
triple doubles record. Now she has some rest. We saw what that did after the
Yes.
All-Star
Such a great
break.
point.
Just a generational talent. And I knew they were going to do their thing when they brought Stephanie White back. Like,
Oh.
this is coach of the year from a couple of years ago. Like, the fact that she's coming back home, fact that she gets to mold, Caitlin into this even better star, and she already knows DeWanna Bonner, what she brings. I think the pieces surrounding Caitlin and the style they're going to play, like fast threes, transition, like I'm so excited to see it. And all of the bigs they got can run the floor. They can shoot threes. Like, this is how you do it. This is how you build a winning franchise.
And
I do like what they're talking about here. Shout out to the ladies. Let me just change her. I don't want to do her like that, but look, shout out to the ladies. One, I do want to mention, hey, Kelsey Mitchell, the biggest signing, the biggest re-sign of all free agency. All free agency. Yes, what everybody knew. What is there? 6 new teammates now for the Indiana Fever. 6, 7 new girls. They've kind of overlooked. Everybody's overlooking Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. Obviously Natasha Howard, huge name. DeWanna Bonner, huge name. Sophie Cunningham, huge name. We got Sydney Colson, big time name. Then you got Turner, and then the training camp girl. I forgot her name. So the point is, the Indiana Fever, yes, they have addressed all areas. They've addressed pretty much every area. And I like how she mentioned, yes, this team still has Aaliyah Boston. And that just makes me confident in what everyone's talking about. Is like, Aaliyah Boston is still so young. She's going to be the 5th option on this lineup. And for a girl who averaged 14 something points a game, rookie of the year before, still has a lot of potential, somewhere to grow, room to grow, areas to grow, which I'm sure Natasha Howard's going to be on top of her, making sure she's working hard, showing her different type of moves, and just becoming a better player around her. And that's scary. You're telling me your number 5 option averaged 14 points last year? That's big time when you think about it. That's pretty big time. The defense and all that stuff has been addressed. I've been watching so many clips of DeWanna Bonner play defense. That girl could play defense, bro. She could play defense. Natasha Howard could play defense. They could be physical. You add Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall to this lineup. They're a good defensive team if they run the right lineups. Or, well, they could be a defensive force when they run the right lineup. But they could be a very good defensive team and a disruptive team with pretty much any lineup out there. I'm happy with Coach Stephanie White. I think she's the right fit for Caitlin Clark. I just did a video on how maybe she wants to sit down with Lisa, get dinner, pick her brain a little bit when it comes to Caitlin, knowing that she is a generational player, which I love how the girls mention that. Caitlin Clark is a generational player. We must treat her like one, and we must get the pieces to fit her style, fit her gameplay, and fit her personality, fit this franchise. Caitlin Clark is our franchise. We are going to build around Caitlin Clark. We didn't come getting no heavy, out of shape girls. We didn't get any girls who, no, we got floor runners, rim runners, girls who could stretch the floor, guard 1 through 5, be physical, have championship experience, playoff experience. Now you got coaching experience with the well-rested Caitlin Clark, a Caitlin Clark 2.0 with the whole rookie season of the WNBA under her belt. This is going to be amazing. And mind you, and I kept saying it, keep on trying to bully Caitlin. Keep on trying to be physical with her, try to throw around, do all of that. She's fighting through contact. All of that pressure, you showed her your best. Here's the funniest thing. You showed Caitlin Clark your best. Caitlin Clark's looking at this like, bro, I averaged 19, and y'all was trying to bully me, double team me, face card me, pick me up half court, pick me up full court. We couldn't get out of a trap. We're turning the ball over. We didn't have as many shooters. I got shooters around me. I got rim runners. I got defense. I got rebounders. Bro, and I got experience. Oh my gosh, Caitlin Clark 2.0 on the way. You should everybody like Courtney Williams said, Indy's scary. They're not scary for us. Yes, they are. Indiana's scary for every team. And I want to mention something. You're right. The narrative it's not, oh, it is going to change. The narrative has changed. The narrative of super team is already here. Look at, everybody talks about the free agency. Who won the free agency? Indiana Fever, period. Nobody did more than what the Indiana Fever did. Nobody. So let's continue here.
Superstar. Like, they wasted no time. And I really appreciate that. I made a video about this, but I essentially was saying, Fever fans, you guys deserve this. Like, you've been at these bottom feeder tiers for a lot of years, and now you shot up to this contender tier because it was smart moves that were made, and you brought in just really great pieces. And I'm talking about those day one Fever fans that hadn't seen, the Tamika catching days were the last of the time you were smiling, those days. But these new fans, how lucky are you?
They're living. Jordan, I went to a Fever game for the first time. I was doing some work for the NBA 2K League up there in 2022. And I went, when I tell you, I had to like talk quietly because I felt like everyone could hear me. There was no one in that arena.
Wow.
No shade. But like, to see where it's at now, like sellout crowds.
Yeah.
Every single time. A lot of excitement around this team. Indiana is becoming the place to be again. And just to have that restored after those Tamika catching days, like the sky is the limit for this team. They're investing into the squad. They're going to have a new practice facility.
Yes.
And that's what players want. They want somewhere to they want to have a locker. They want to have free meals. They want to have just not have to worry about anything. Everything's secondary, and basketball is like all their focus. So
yeah.
I think they're going to make a lot of noise this season, and it's because of the continued investment. It's because of the superstars they brought in, and I think they all work together so well. They were like the perfect fit together.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this team. Like, I think they were fun. last season because Caitlin Clark is fun and exciting, and Aaliyah Boston was growing and getting better, and they were working together in that growth. But now it's going to be a new level of that experience, like you talked about, and it's like a level of seriousness a little bit. Like, okay, we're not coming to play anymore. Like, yeah, it was fun. We were figuring it out. But now, no, we got Stephanie White in here. She brought DeWanna Bonner with her, and now it's on. And shout out to you Fever fans because it's been a long time. It's been a long time coming.
Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell. It's been a long time coming. Shout out to Natasha Howard, who started off her career in Indy. Been a long time coming, but more so for Kelsey Mitchell. Glad she's getting the recognition. I'm glad that she's getting the exposure after 7 years being with the franchise, I believe, and not going to the playoffs and all of her time being there. Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell for being loyal, returning and joining that backcourt with her and Caitlin Clark. That is the deadliest duo in the game. We all know that. And then, yeah, man, I mean, look, the DeWanna Bonner situation and Natasha Howard, man, those are the two biggest things, biggest names we're talking about. I think Sophie Cunningham, she's going to surprise a lot of fans. A lot of fans are overlooking what Sophie Cunningham can do. Just because you look at it, WNBA stats, that doesn't mean like if we go look up Russell Westbrook stats, well, he's balling right now, so I guess. But like if you go to the Russell Westbrook in LA where they were just trying to diminish him and destroy his career, he was doing more for the team than what you would think just because you looked at the stats. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know how important he is. Lexi Hall, you won't even know how important she is if you look at her stats. You won't. So, I'm excited for this team. As stated from these young ladies, I just want to see it all play out. I want to see the chemistry. I want to see how they're going to run sets. I want to see defensive sets. I want to see starting lineup. I want to see rotations. I want to see pick and roll. Who's going to run the pick and roll? Who's going to be flaring? I just want to see so many different things. I'm so excited to watch this team play basketball. And like I said, this team, when you look on paper, this is a championship team. We can go, because here's how I do it. I go lineup for lineup. I don't care who you have. Let's go lineup for lineup. Best point guard in the game. Caitlin Clark. Number 2 guard. Sometimes with the number 2 guard, I'm not going to say Kelsey Mitchell's the best number 2 guard in the league, but she's a damn good 2 guard, and she's going to be better than most 2 guards they face. Number 3 guard, or the 3 guard, you could say. DeWanna Bonner's one of the top 3 guards up there, especially a 2-way guard who can play defense. A 4 guard, Natasha Howard, rim runner. She's going to be in shape. She's going to outrun the 4s. She's going to be a little bit more physical than your average 4. She has nice touch around the rim, and she can play the pick and pop. Aaliyah Boston, a girl who's finding her way. She's still growing. She's still got a long way to go. But let's not act like she hasn't produced. Let's not act like she didn't produce at all for the Indiana Fever. She has to get in better shape. We all know that. We're not here to shame. But it's on her. She understands that she has a point guard and a team and an offense that's high-powered, and they're going to be up and down that floor. I don't have to worry about Lexi Hall. I look at Lexi Hall, I could literally carve out one of her abs. I could literally take a chunk out of one of her abs, put it on a fucking platter, and her abs are so detailed because she's in such good shape. That's how I expect all the girls. Like, they should be looking at the Indiana Fever like, oh, y'all just aren't ballers. You guys are top tier athletes, looking in shape, looking mean, lean, and mean. Like, Aaliyah Boston is the only girl I'm worried about when it comes about. Not even worried. And again, I'm going to touch on it again. For someone who's your 5th option, and she averaged 14 point something points per game, that is a damn good 5th option. Again, when we go on paper, 1 through 5, show me someone's fifth option who's averaging 14 points a game. Show me one. Show me one team in the WNBA right now who has a fifth option who's scoring 14 points a game. And I'm not saying she's gonna score 14 points a game this year. She could. Or she could average 8 assists a game because she has so many pieces around her that the offense could run through her. So many different options. Imagine we run her at the free throw line and you spread the ball. Oh my gosh. Hey, that's killer. So, look, I could go on and on and on. I could talk all day in different scenarios with the Indiana Fever. Look, once again, shout out to these ladies right here. I believe this young woman's name is Jordan, I believe. I know she had commented on one of the videos, reached out to me, and things like that. But yeah, man, make sure you guys check them out and show some love. So look, it's your boy. We'll catch you on the next video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers here. Once again, I couldn't do it without you guys. Make sure you guys smash that like button, drop a comment down below. Catch you on the next video. I'm out.